2024 Rookie of the Year. But talk about that and what that means to you and what it was like to obtain that goal in your rookie season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, Rookie of the Year is a big thing. You only have 1 year to do it, and I feel like I had obviously a pretty good slot of rookies. Obviously, Ryder D first full year in Supercross, Dax Bennick also a rookie. So I had some good guys to go up against, and for sure I'm honored to have come away with that. I think, yeah, it's a good award, but I think for me it was I was frustrated with some of my rides and some of the things I did, but no, for sure, very, very happy to have won that.
You mentioned frustrations with last year, things you didn't do well.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of press day crashes that were just uncalled for. I mean, I can't be crashing like that on press day. It's press day.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, right?
Yeah, it's like when you see a guy front flipping in the rhythm section on press day, it's a bit. All right, that's rough.
Yeah, so, and you know that tweet's going out immediately.
Oh yeah, immediately. Juju down on press day. So none of that this year. And I think I had a lot of speed, you could say, in the off season last year, but it was it came in days. Like it'd be like 2 days on and then mediocre a couple days. So in those 2 days on, I'd have one good day and then I'd get a little bit too confident, try something I probably shouldn't try, and then we're back going to hang out with Dr. G for a couple hours. So just too many little things that I didn't do well. Yeah. My racecraft wasn't great. I got into too many little scuffles. I didn't pass quick enough. I was very slow the first 2 laps. I didn't make quick passes early on in the race. And we worked a lot on those things this off season. Obviously having Ryder D in our camp now was really nice, having someone with good speed that we could train off of and we could pass each other and do that. So that was nice to have, to work on little things like that, have like mini race motos. Just, I think obviously belief helps with everything. So
yeah,
believing in yourself and knowing that you're the guy.
So you come in, I'm not going to say like under the radar, you were a touted amateur, but there's some of the kids that you named there and other ones that had a higher ceiling is what everybody thought. And then you come in right like during the same time they are and outperform. How does that like play to working for this year and stuff like that?
I think obviously Ryder D probably had the most hype coming out of the amateurs, up there on the level of Hayden, and then Dax Bennick also up there quite a bit. So for sure, I think obviously I raced them my whole life and I train with Ryder D now. So I wouldn't say it was, for me, I knew I was in that realm. I think just as an amateur, I never really believed in myself or really trained to try and win. Like, obviously I was training or whatever, but I wasn't training off the bike or doing this and doing that, doing the road rides and stuff like that. So, as an amateur up until when I hired Davey, I think obviously I was a little bit behind the 8 ball. But I think obviously when I started training and stuff, it started coming around.
So that's interesting. You say you weren't training to win. So as an amateur, you were more like, okay, I'm happy to get second behind these guys, where maybe that's changed now?
And obviously, like, you're going when you go to races to win, but I knew that obviously I wasn't doing the off the bike training. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. And I obviously didn't have a bike that Ryder D or Jackson Bennick had. So when you add all the odds up against you, it's hard to believe that you're going to go to a race and win. So I think now I'm in a much different spot.
Not believing in yourself. Why do you feel like you kind of didn't really believe in yourself? Was it solely because you didn't have the same equipment, or was there something else?
I mean, as an amateur, obviously not solely because I didn't have the same equipment. I mean, I wasn't training. I was drinking soda, doing whatever.
Enjoying the ride.
Doing whatever. So, so I hired Davey. That obviously all changed. And then I think even I was in like a state of mind even last year where it was like I I don't think I was sure that I still like that I belonged there, or that I was put here for a reason. And I think the biggest thing for me now is just knowing that everything God does is for a reason, and everything I've done these last 2 years was for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now this whole off season, it's just been believe in yourself. And I'm in a spot right now where I think I believe in myself, and I'm ready to go win.
Now, did that shift in belief of yourself come from the results you got last year, or was it, having Davey in your corner, or just a mixture of things?
I think for sure a mixture of things. I think obviously I had that podium in Charlotte that helped a lot, but I think the biggest thing that I felt was when I got into boot camp and I started, I got back training, and it was just like I could click off motos at a good speed. Like we could just keep going.
Yeah.
And we worked a lot on fitness this off season, and even Davey the other day, he came to me like, it gets frustrating when I can throw everything at you and you're not fazed by it. Like last year, if I threw something at you, you'd be like, oh, really? Like we got to do that? Where this year it's like, I can throw anything at you and you're just going to look at me and say, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, Juju, to transfer from that all the way to this year, you are the coveted annual flying at the test track guy. So, but if you do hear yourself, or you do see that you're the fast guy at the test track, how was that affecting your confidence?
I mean, for sure, of course, obviously it affects your confidence a lot. You gain a lot of confidence knowing. I think more so not knowing that you're like the fast guy or whatever, but more so just like people are talking about you. So when people start talking, that means that you're there and they know what you're doing. So I think the flying at the test track thing is, I don't know where how some people know.
We know everything, Juju.
I mean, like, I don't get it. Like, I feel like all off season, obviously, I was going to Paula and whatnot, but I mean, like, all off season, it's really just been me, Ryder D, and our crew at the test track. So it's like, damn, I don't know how people know some of these things.
So what's been the biggest thing you've learned off the rookie season? You did great building all year. Would it be like something with testing? Just like, what did you like draw out of your rookie year that you think is going to help you the most?
I think probably just knowing the way the tracks break down. Obviously last year I had no idea how the track was going to break down or what the track was going to do. So for me, I came in almost a little bit blind, and at A1 I was way off on bike setup. And I think I was off on bike setup all Supercross season last year compared to where we're at right now. But I think just knowing the way the track's going to break down, going to the test track and testing and being like, all right, yeah, this could work here, but it might not work at the race with the way the track breaks down at a race. So I think just having that in the back of my mind and knowing, going to the test track, knowing like what I need to feel at the test track for it to work at the race.
There's going to be some head games, I think, in this season. I think there's going to be a lot of racecraft stuff. Is that something that you think about, have addressed, maybe the racecraft side of things? How does any of that affect you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, we have plans, and we know obviously Hayden's going to try and play mind games. He does it. He did it all last year.
That's not what I meant, Juju.
we gotta we gotta come in prepared, and mentally I'm really strong right now, and I believe that I can beat him. So the goal is to go out there. If he wants to play mind games, we'll play him right back, and go out and win.
This West Coast, man, is stacked. We say this every year.
Hashtag deep field.
I mean, you've got Hayden Deegan, Austin Faulkner, Levi Kitchen, Joe Shimoda, Jordan Smith, yourself, RJ maybe. Well, actually, RJ might now be doing West also. He did not confirm, but he's on the press conference list.
I thought he had some kind of little nagging injury.
Yeah,
or
but he's
something.
on the list, so we don't know yet.
Huh,
and
okay.
a lot of competition, man. It's a lot to deal with. mentally, how do you kind of go into this race and be like, these guys are badass, right? I know they're badass. You have to put that to the side and go, I'm also badass. I'm one of these guys.
I think we even talked about it the other day, and I don't know who I was talking to, but I was like, I think the more the better.
Nice.
The more guys, the better, and it's going to make for better racing, and it's going to make everyone raise the bar a little bit. So for me, it's keep bringing good guys, and I'll keep getting better. So the goal is obviously there's going to be a lot of guys on the gate. You got to get a good start, and you got to try and run away. So that's the plan.
The forum question is from one of our regular listeners, Dog Lover 136. She wants to know how you got into barrel racing. I don't even know if I knew you did barrel racing.
Don't tell me that.
Probably was going to be asked at some point.
What did he say?
He said, I thought this was going to be asked at some point.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's 2024, Juju. Everybody knows everything.
No, I didn't barrel race since like 2023, and I only did like 1 or 2 races. My ex-girlfriend raced barrels, so I was in it. But
TJ said he's got a new favorite rider. I don't know if I can call you my favorite rider after hearing this.
Dude, my chick used to barrel race.
Yeah,
man. Barrel racing is badass.
Exactly. Oh. Chicks barrel race.
Okay.
He doesn't do it
No
anymore.
offense, but yeah.
That's why he was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, good question, Faith. Thanks for that. That was awesome. Awesome.
He's so bummed that they came out. He is so bummed. Like we're never getting him back on.
we can just forget that whole conversation happened.
All right.